There's something not right here. I feel cold.
That place is strong. With the dark side of the Force. A domain of evil it is. Then you must go.
What's in there?
Only what you take with you. Your weapons. You will not need them.
I was asked to do a video following the video Did the Samurai Do Zen by one of the subscribers, most particularly to address the question of the first precept and how does the samurai break the first precept, which is not to kill. I'll say that there's two answers to this question, the short answer and the long answer. And I'll come back to the long answer in a few minutes. And that's that is connected to the introduction we just had. So the short answer is that the samurai is employed and he does what he's employed to do. If he doesn't do that, he's breaking his contract. And if he does break his contract, he's breaking other precepts, such as not to steal and not to lie, for instance. And this is always the conundrum, the paradox that anyone is in. That where do your ethics lay? Where do your ethics lay? I'm tempted to say any Buddhist, but I think this goes to anyone. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are. And I want to avoid that label of Buddhist very much here, as it's anybody's paradox to live with. How do you satisfy one ethical principle without breaking other ethical principles? For the samurai, he's employed, so he has to do what his employer wants him to do. put a Ronin for yourself, and here comes the long answer, that's much more relevant to the introduction. This is the problem of entering the cave, of entering that difficult place where things are not necessarily as, entering that place, becoming an adult, on the process to becoming an adult. And that is the nature of Shugyo, the process to becoming an adult. And adults know that things are grey. Adults know that sometimes they will do things which that you will do things which are risky. And that's the nature of Shugyo, and it's the nature of life. Life doesn't just unfold like a set of rules. And that's the nature of Zen. Zen is not the spiritual path of following rules. Buddhism is not the spiritual path of following rules. I think some people seem to think that. 12,000 people have seen our videos, and one day, one fellow said, "Oh, look at him! He's doing swordsmanship. He's doing something with a sword, and he's wearing a Buddhist juzu." And the fellow commented, "What a hypocrite!" Well, number one, 12,000 people had seen the video, and only one person out of 12,000 thought that was, worthy of his judgment. And secondly, well, what a childish thing to say. What a thing! It's out of place. It's out of place, and it demonstrates an ignorance of life, an ignorance of what we're trying to do. This isn't about belonging to something. This isn't about wearing something. I wear things, etc., that are symbolic, but that's not really what Shugyo is about. Shugyo is something deeper than that. It's about the risking of yourself as you're traveling through your life. If you want to be safe, I think it's impossible. I think it's impossible to be safe. On the subject of killing, your immune system is killing right now. You've pushed people out of the way for jobs that you've gone for, even if you've never met them. Even if it was completely unintentional, you've gone for jobs and other people have not got that job because of you. There are all sorts of things that you have done without knowing it, without being fully aware of it, or it being on your peripheral of awareness, where you have had to make a decision for yourself in order for you to survive as a person from the next moment to the next, etc. Life is like that. That is Shugyo. That is what you're living in. That is the paradox of your existence, of the existence of all things, and it's unavoidable. And it doesn't matter how you'd like to neatly box it psychologically, philosophically, with yourself. That is what you live in. The story of Luke Skywalker developing as a person is about Shugyo, but it's also a fictional person, and its parameters are fictional, and they're based in, you know, they seem at times based in right and wrong. On the other hand, at times they also overlap, and that's what what reality does. In reality, the real world overlaps. Right and wrong overlaps. You are both right and wrong at the same time sometimes. There are things that are right, there are right answers, there are wrong answers, and there are some things which are both right and wrong at the same time. That is what life is. That is what Shugyo is. Today, I don't know that anybody ever goes around asking anyone to duel with them with live swords. So the chances of having to be faced with the ethics of whether I'm going to kill somebody as a vehicle for my training is not something that you're really going to be faced with today. Historically, yes, it did face people. People did face that as Ronin in Japan historically, and had to make decisions about that. Had to make decisions about whether they were comfortable with that or not. If you're not comfortable with that, you didn't go on Musha Shugyo, I guess, because there was always that possibility that somebody would challenge you to a duel with live weapons. So, yeah, I think that's the best answer to this question, really. It's not a question with answers. It's not a question with easily marked out parameters. As I've said, that's what Zen is. Zen is not looking for the answer to something. If you're asking sort of for people to give you rules to live by, you're asking the wrong questions. Then I share Yoda's frustration with Luke Skywalker, who is often asking the wrong questions, it seems. Or asking questions that Yoda knows will just complicate Luke Skywalker's life. And you may do so too. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe. You can go to the description below and help support us, become a channel member and so forth. If you're really worried about not breaking the precepts and so forth, which, please, if you're really worried about that, well, you can exercise yourself and support the channel financially, because that's giving and it's not stealing and it's not, you're not stealing my time then, by supporting the channel. So please consider that. Thank you very much.